1 year ago was the most Canadian of tragedies. If you're watching us, chances are you've traveled to a game on a bus, much like the Humboldt Broncos. And that night, you pictured yourself and your friends and how this could have been you. Since then, we've had heart-wrenching stories, frankly too many to count, and heartwarming stories, like the effects of Logan Boulet's organ donation. Tonight, on the 1 year anniversary, we honor all 29 Broncos and everyone touched by the tragedy. Ryan Rishaug is in Humboldt.
It was a night primarily designed by the families, for the families. There were over 20 of them here in attendance tonight. There were messages of hope through speeches from family members. There were prayers and there were songs as once again the families in the town of Humboldt came together and at the same time opened themselves up for a country to be with them, marking the 1 year anniversary.
To our 29 Broncos families, we are not united by chance. Someone in our group said, not that I'm glad that this happened to someone else, but if there's anyone I'd want to have walk alongside me, it's you. We are family, not by blood, but by pain. To honor the legacy of our loved ones on earth and in heaven, we will continue to believe.
I can't begin to imagine what you 29 families have been through over this past year. Please know that as an organization, we stand with you. We stand behind you. We will stand wherever you need us to stand. We do need to move forward, but please know that we will never forget the 2017-18 Humboldt Broncos. We will find ways to honor the great men and women of this team. Future teams will not only see the rich history of the Humboldt Broncos, but will see how great the fabric of this particular team really was.
We are surrounded by some of the people who have been supporting us throughout this journey, and we would like at this time to acknowledge each and every one of you here. If you were on the scene that night to help, please stand. If you transported our loved ones, our survivors and our angels, please stand.
If you tended to our loved ones in the hospitals and supported the families of the angels, please stand. If you fed us, prayed over us, held vigil as a community, here or at home, because you are our co-workers, friends, neighbors, relatives, please stand.
If you have hope, please stand. We wish we could hug each one of you and thank you for everything you have done. Thank you for your love.
None of the 13 surviving Broncos were in attendance here tonight, each of them making the personal decision to commemorate the 1 year anniversary in their own way. You know, as we've spoken with family members over the last year, there are two themes that are very common: gratitude and motivation. They are grateful for the support they have received over the last year, and they are motivated to make all of this mean something. They do not want all of this to have been for nothing, and so they've taken up causes. If you follow them on Twitter, on social media, you will see them promoting those causes. And as we move on from Humboldt here after the 1 year anniversary, we want to give you a sense of their gratitude and of the causes they push for.
This Saskatchewan team that became Canada's has seen an outpouring of sympathy and generosity.
Shortly after the tragedy, a GoFundMe was set up.
$15 million was raised to support the victims and the families affected by the crash.
We can change the lives for so many people waiting for an organ transplant.
The government of Saskatchewan has proclaimed April 7th as Green Shirt Day.
Transportation safety issues arising from the Humboldt Broncos accident.
The call for seatbelts is gaining momentum on social media.
Buckle up for the Broncos. It's that simple.
All three prairie provinces have introduced mandatory training in the trucking industry. We want to make change because we feel that's what Jackson would want.
The social media movement sticks out for Humboldt.
A worldwide tribute with hockey sticks popping up everywhere.
Canadians will never forget the tragedy that these sticks represent.
If you're a first responder, if you're in one of the hospitals that horrible night, if you organized a hockey game, created a benefit concert, if you sewed a quilt, sent a picture, if you signed an organ donor card, if you sat and prayed, we say thank you.